From flying cars to bionic humans, groundbreaking future technologies are always said to be just around the corner. So why haven't they happened yet?
Tech writer Nicole Colby explores how these technologies evolve in her new book. It's called The Long History of the Future, Why Tomorrow's Technology Still Isn't Here. Nicole joins us now. Good morning, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
I feel like we're talking about this all the day. You know, you see those Jetsons cartoons with the flying cars. You're like, what? When is this happening? What's the story? Why is it taking so long?
Well, we could have had flying cars. I mean, we had them certified in the kind of mid-1950s, and it turns out that they just weren't very good. They didn't let us do those kind of taking off from our own homes and, flying over traffic. So we stopped making them. And now all of the technologies we're working on are more, we call them air taxis, but they're kind of more air buses. So I'm sorry, that's not as exciting as I think we all hoped.
Well, just to keep pushing with the flying cars, because that's the one that keeps coming up most frequently on this show, is part of it an infrastructure issue? I mean, we see that with electric cars.
Yeah, absolutely. If we're going to have flying cars, if we're even going to have air taxis, that are limited and, fly specific routes, we're going to have, places they can take off. They're calling them vertiports. We're going to have air traffic control, probably managed by AI, because that's going to be a lot for people to do. But none of that really matters if we don't have the vehicles, ready to go and certified, or have people who actually want to fly in these.
Is it a lot of this, too, that we're over-promising and under-delivering? Because I feel like we do a story on this show almost every day, like, oh, look at this nifty thing, and it's like a Kickstarter campaign that never quite gets off the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Hype, drives the technology industry. It's where the money comes from. It's where all of the attention comes from. And some of it is quite honest. If you're building a driverless car, or you're building a flying car, or, a humanoid robot, it's probably pretty exciting to work on. But these things just take longer to build than I think most of us want to admit. So it's not that they're never going to happen. They're just not here yet. And we get pretty impatient after waiting, 5 or 10 or 20 years for these.
What's standing in the way of something like virtual reality, which we see a little bit of, but I thought for sure at some point we'd be watching TV in 3D or virtual reality. It'd be a much bigger thing than what it's become.
So the headsets are there, and if you wanted to watch TV in virtual reality, you absolutely could. It's just most people see television as kind of more of a social experience. We sit on the sofa and we watch it with our family. We watch it with our friends. We like to be able to see the room around us, and a VR headset prevents us from doing that. So VR is huge in gaming. But even there, a lot of people game in a social way. So the technology does exist. We could, eventually make all of our TV, all of our movies 3D and watch them with headsets. But I mean, is that really how you want to watch TV in the evening?
AI, artificial intelligence, has made huge strides in a lot of technology. A lot of people are afraid of where it's going, and they might pull the plug at some point. What's your theory about all of that?
So this isn't AI. This is artificial general intelligence. So we have AI now. We've had it for decades, depending on how you want to define it. It's something we've been working on since the 50s. But this idea of an artificial general intelligence that is as smart as us, or even much, much smarter, is something that we've been talking about a lot in the past couple of years because of the rise of generative AI. And I would just say, we have to wait and see. We have to worry about how AI is impacting us today and worry a little bit less about how it's going to impact us in, again, 10 or 20 or 30 years when it maybe happens or maybe doesn't.
Really? I'm surprised you would say that, because I think about like social media and tech, and you say, oh, let's worry about the fallout down the road. Well, it's down the road, and here we are, and it's a bit of a mess. Is there no one thinking about the pitfalls of AI, or are you just saying there's no way to get your arms around it?
Oh, there absolutely are. But the people developing AI like to talk about the very far off problems, the kind of existential crises. If AI becomes so smart that it decides it doesn't need us anymore, that kind of stuff. And we should think about those things because those are important. And there's a lot of discussion around what happens if AI becomes very, very capable, and now we don't need writers or we don't need newsreaders, and what that means for, jobs and things like that. But there's a lot of negative impacts happening from AI now, especially around things like bias. And, these systems are being used to make decisions on everything from who to hire or who gets benefits. And I think we need to focus a lot more on that kind of stuff now.
Well, it's very interesting. The book is The Long History of the Future, Why Tomorrow's Technology Still Isn't Here. You can follow Nicole on X. Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks very much.